Hello, this is my case study for school law at Fort Hays State University. I'm presenting this Internet Use Violations Threats over the World Wide Web as a case study for my school, Waupunzi High School. Category 1 asks, what do you know? And after reading the article, I know that Roosevelt High is attended by affluent teens and their parents are all professionals, well-to-do. They have high expectations for their students. Ms. Walker is a first-year teacher. She has very high educational expectations of her students and a rigorous curriculum in the sciences. Dr. Forbes hired her based on her diploma, which showed extensive coursework in her curriculum field and also a year of postdoctoral education, but she had no previous teaching experience and no proven classroom management skills. Category 1B, what do I need to know? The techniques that Dr. Forbes recommended to Ms. Walker early on were intended to reduce student stress and increase positive interactions with her students, and apparently she was unable to implement these. So I would like to know what those techniques were and why she seemed unable to implement them. I would also like to know more about the parents' expectations of the school, the science classes in particular, and Ms. Walker's performance. What the problem is, to isolate that problem, obviously, many students do not see Ms. Walker as a supportive teacher. Parents complain that her expectations are too high. They've complained to Dr. Forbes. Students evidently don't feel that their voices are being heard, and so they are acting out. For a proposed plan of action for Category 2A, I believe that Dr. Forbes should assign a mentor teacher to Ms. Walker to help her with classroom management skills, and also that he needs to meet with parents to discuss their concerns and their expectations, and thirdly, to set up a meeting with the students to hear their voices on these problems. Category 2B1, strategies to implement those plans. Ms. Walker should be asked to reevaluate her expectations in the classroom based on curriculum standards. She should work with her mentor teacher to develop relationships with her students, and she should provide proof and evidence that she has begun implementing the strategies that Dr. Forbes set out for her. Strategies for these plan implementations also include parents being asked to complete a survey designed to determine their expectations and attitudes toward homework. Statistics will be cited to the parents indicating the success of rigorous coursework for later. And third, parents should be reminded of the reputation of the school and the quality of the educational environment that it provides historically. Category 2B3, strategies for implementation of this. Students should be counseled on ethical and democratic resolution for issues rather than poor behavior. Students need to be reminded of the legal implications of harassment. There could be students that are old enough to have records if they end up getting arrested for these forms of harassment. And all students should receive character education. Category 3A and B, resolve the issues based on promoting the success of all students. Dr. Forbes obviously has selected highly qualified teachers with excellent credentials. He does that in order to ensure student success. He is available to speak with students and parents and hear their concerns and try and resolve their issues. He has heard concerns specifically regarding Ms. Walker and has discussed techniques that she could implement to alleviate these issues. Reflecting, I was thinking to myself that it's common for students to lash out in this way, and for several reasons. Obviously in the paper, Ms. Walker does expect a high level of work, and so students tend to be lazy at this age. They could be reflecting that they have unreasonable expectations from home. or they could just be immature. And I also was thinking that Ms. Walker seemed to be a bit immature, and she may be socially challenged. It doesn't seem that she has a support structure other than her parents, in that she needed to have some support the day she found the email, and there wasn't anybody closer than her parents, who were 3 hours away. It was very unprofessional of her, I feel, to open an unidentified email, and I do think that she overreacted to it as well. Further, I had feelings about this story. I have in times been challenged by students who were unwilling to rise to my level of expectations, and sometimes they've been correct. And I think that in reading this, I felt that I'm not the only teacher that this has happened to. Certainly this may have been not a factual case, but I know that it's common for students to balk at expectations set by first-year teachers or early-year teachers, especially in science and math. And I feel like I have at times in new school settings had a mentor and other times not. And I think that there's a lot of stress when you're first learning how to handle situations like this that could be helped by having a mentor until you develop some relationship building skills. I also teach science, as I stated, and I value my high expectations and rigorous instruction. I also value the independence that my administration gives me to teach the curriculum as I see fit and use the instructional tools that I feel enhance learning. And I value the trust and respect that I have from my administration, the students, and their parents, because they allow me to effectively carry out my job. Unresolved issues include pursuing possibly the persons who developed this website. And when we start that pursuit, we should already have in mind the clear punishments that we are going to inflict upon them. We need to find out the legal rights of all the persons involved here, not just Ms. Walker and the students, but also the school. Category 5, reflection of Standard 5, specifically Component 1. A building level administrator needs to have a sense of integrity and act with ethical behavior which serves as a model for all members of the school community, and that was clearly demonstrated by the fact that Dr. Forbes carefully selects teachers. He did not single out one student and confront him alone based on Ms. Walker's kind of finger pointing. And he shows concern for Ms. Walker's problem by comforting her and developing a plan of action with her. How did the building level administrator treat people fairly, equitably, and with dignity and respect? He is clearly available to listen to his students, his parents, and the staff. He acts with fairness when he makes a plan to meet with Randy and his peers and Ms. Walker all at the same time, and to determine if any of them can help him determine who has sent the email, rather than accusing anyone specifically. Category 5, Reflection, Standard 5, Component 3. The building level administrator has demonstrated a personal and professional code of ethics which inspire others to higher levels of performance. Dr. Forbes set an inspiring example by being recognized as the Secondary Principals Association as Principal of the Year. He also is an established leader of a prestigious school and has earned the respect of the entire community over the 9 years. That wraps it up for my case study. Thank you for watching.